Hey everybody, welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. Nick Ponte here. Hope you like my background music today. Tom's not here with us, so it's going to be me. We got David. He's in the green room hanging out, getting ready, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. So let me pull up the intro, and we'll get right into it.
Ready for the fastest 60 minutes of strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world? It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Now, back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Like I said, Tom's not here today. It's just me, and I got David here with me as well. Want to make sure everybody can hear me. I see a Facebook user. How's it going? And I see Saul. Let me know. Put some ones in the chat. Put some likes in the stream. I want to try to get. I have a goal for the stream, and the goal is to definitely get, I don't know, at least 50 likes. I mean, I would not be surprised if we have at least 100 people here today. James, we're up to 100 people over the course of this stream collectively. I don't want to set the bar too high, but we'll see. What's up, Dorn? Appreciate that. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Patty, I appreciate the shout out that you gave on this live stream recording in the comments there. You know, we have a lot of fun here too. It actually inspired me to maybe want to get a few different small business rescue squad shirts, maybe in a few different colors. You know, I know my shirt game has been pretty not that great lately, so I might want to step it up. Somebody said, how's the surf today? The surf is actually really good right now, but you know what's crazy is being back here in Maui, you would think I'd be at the beach a lot more, but when I'm here, I'm just like focused. And my beach activity is like, when I need to get a break, I'll go there for 20 minutes and I'm coming right back and I'm working. So yeah, I'm not spending a lot of time there. I do occasionally go get in the waves and have fun with that. But yeah, I need to do it more. Chandra, how's it going? Awesome. Well, we have a great turnout here already. So yeah, today we're going to be talking a bit about traffic, right? Of course, it's been a topic that has been going on in our community for quite some time now. And we have a lot of people that have gotten new traffic customers, which is awesome because we've clearly identified that business owners, they don't really know what they want, right? They don't really know what is going to help their business. They usually just know that they need help, and it really falls on us as the expert or as the marketer to help them get to, what they actually need, right? And what they in most times always need is more traffic. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some shortcuts and how to remove some of the obstacles for some of you that you may or may not be, that may or may not even be real, right? A lot of obstacles for getting your next client, delivering on these services. I've been seeing a lot of great comments and questions and feedback that have come into the Facebook group over the last few days. Some of them not even real, some of them, and tell me if you can relate to this in the comments, please. I'd like to know where you have thoughts on how this might not work before even trying, right? Some of those things are made up and they stop us from taking action. So one thing that I would ask is that for all of you who are here today, you would trust in myself, the rest of my team, and also David, who I'm going to bring on right now, trust in us that we do this stuff, that we do this marketing, that we have clients, and the processes and the softwares that we've put together, they actually work. So for those of you that are just taking maybe your first leap of faith in getting your next client, have a little faith in what we're doing and some of the testimonials that you've seen come into this group, that this stuff actually works. And, rather than letting some of those obstacles and objections, imaginary objections, come to mind and stop you from getting started, you trust the process. So with that, I'm going to bring out David. How you doing, David?
Hey, aloha. Good to see you, man.
Aloha. Welcome. So, David, tell us where you're at right now.
So I am in one of the log cabins that I built at a Christian camp that I'm building in Okeechobee, Florida. And so on Fridays, just the way I built my business, I'm able to take off on Fridays and invest in the community, invest in building a family camp, because I believe this next generation needs to get off their iPads, away from the electronics. I think parents need to get out of their maniacal schedules. And so what I'm trying to do in being in the digital marketing space is take all the profits and all the success that I've been given in digital marketing and invest it into camping for families. And so my goal is to serve families, to help them reconnect, go deeper in their relationships, maybe reset a relationship, go deeper in their faith, and really create memories that I think in a very fast-paced world that we aren't taking the time to do. I mean, I think just to kind of imagine, I think dads would spend a lot more time with their kids if they had a done for you, hey, I just need to jump in the car and go out to that camp and everything's ready to go for a father and son activity. And or mom and dad's connecting more, or whatever that might be. So we're doing some fun stuff. I'm building a dinosaur dig. So I've got some dinosaurs coming in from China that we're going to be teaching archaeology through. I've got, I'm building a, I know it sounds a little crazy, but I'm building a castle out here. So we're kind of putting this castle together. It's going to be like a recreation hall meets science museum. So I'm actually right now in one of the cabins. We don't have electricity in here yet. But we're having a camp. We've got about 70 kids at a camp right now that's going on. So it's the only quiet place I could get is one of these new cabins here. So that's a long-winded way of saying everybody right now on this call is in the right place at the right time. There is no way I could ever make the type of money and have the type of lifestyle that would allow me to do any of this without digital marketing. And for Nick and I, we started... we understand what it means to have zero clients, have product after product, coaching program after coaching program, take a ton of money, dump it, and still get very little success. And so the wonderful thing about I share with Nick and myself, and as well as Tom and John, is that we paved our own way because we followed others that didn't work very well. And so in doing that, now we run multi-million-dollar businesses. And the whole reason why I love Nick doing this and why I love being live here, and I'm so thankful that Nick brought me on, is it's important that you invest in people that are going to be there for you and blaze a path for you. And I know that Nick and I, as we talk about different strategies, our whole goal is to make you more successful than we are, to help you go faster and farther than we have. And so this is what this jam session is all about. So I'm super excited about what when it comes to traffic, when it comes to opportunity, what's in your way, how do we remove those obstacles, and what can we do to really serve you? So, load up the questions in the chat box. We'll jump in. And Nick, I'm so excited being here, buddy.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. As we go through this, everyone, please post your questions and we'll be circling back. We're going to be spending a little more time hanging out, answering questions, and skip through some of the stuff that we normally do, because I know there's a lot of information that people want to talk about and that we want to cover. But David, what you just said, I think is so important for a lot of people to just really kind of sink in on for a second, because for me, when I got started building my business, it was really because I needed financial freedom, right? Like I needed to get some, it wasn't because I was like, I'm just passionate about building websites. I think I'm going to go pursue that. It really wasn't that. I'm just being 100% real. Like it was, I needed to pay my rent, and the cool thing is that I got a little traction and I started having some success with it. And then I realized that, and unlike you, what you're doing with your camp and your passion projects, man, digital marketing has opened that opportunity up for you to be able to do that, right? Like you couldn't have done that without the digital marketing aspect. And I know going into this in the very beginning, it wasn't like, I'm going to do digital marketing so that I can do this passion project. It was, I'm going to do digital marketing so I can pay the rent. But what an amazing byproduct. I mean, who here has a passion project that they would like to start pursuing, but can't really do it right now because they have some obstacles in their way, maybe financial issues that they would like to gain some access, get some more starting capital together so you can do some of these cooler things. Is that a dinosaur? Is that
yeah, that's my
wait. Triceratops.
Yeah, I was gonna say Stegosaurus, but it's not. So that's my life-size Triceratops that's coming to the camp. It's on its way. It'll be here next week. So
crazy. That's insane. So my nephew would give me a huge shout out for that.
Here's the really cool part. Being in digital marketing, we get the opportunity to dream. We get the opportunity to write our own path. We get the opportunity every single day to have a new opportunity. And so, believe it or not, the skill set that digital marketing is explained to me and given me is the ability to kind of reimagine what it could look like. And when you're on a training like this with Nick and Tom, you get to reimagine what tomorrow looks like, because you don't have to go into the office every single day and repeat the process, repeat the business. You get to recreate. And so for some of you that are struggling, the new opportunity is traffic, right? The new opportunity is what comes next. But more important than that, I think what you said so brilliantly, Nick, is the support that you're going to get, because we're going to be here helping you every step of the way. In the worst case scenario, you always show up on a Friday and ask the tough questions that we can kind of get you through. So that dreaming, that ability has got me to rethink what life looks like at age 50. Yes, age 50. It's crazy. But like, okay, well now I'd like to get into camp ministries and start taking my spare time and reinvesting it into other families. What does that look like? Well, let's do something big. Let's do something creative. Let's, and that's what it's led to. Dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like I said, my nephew, I mean, he's 4 years old, so he's huge into dinosaurs right now. I've been taking him to the museums and stuff when I'm on the mainland, and anyway, he would have given me a big high five because I guessed that was the Triceratops. Anyway, let's jump into some of these shout outs real quick, everybody. And you have something you wanted to?
Yeah, I want you put that. I like walking and dancing. No way to make money with those activities. But you see, let me flip the script for that just for a moment, and then we'll get into everything. Is you like walking and dancing? Don't you want to do more of that? Don't you want to be able to do that with friends and family and people you care about? Well, you couldn't do that, or you could only do so much of it if you had 40 hours a week that you had to dedicate to someone else's business. But now you have the opportunity to leverage, to use software, to use tools, so that is helping businesses and creating revenue for you so they can do what you love to do. So yeah, we have passions that you don't make money doing, but we just want to do more of it and do more of it with people we love to do it with. So that's what digital marketing, especially that's what having like a skill set like traffic is going to be able to give you.
Yeah, it's a really good point. It allows you freedom. Like at the end of the day, that's what it is, right? It's all about having that freedom to be able to have the choice of what you want to do. And, having a business model that we share with you that we're operating under allows that type of freedom. So I want to jump into these shout outs real quick, and then we're gonna, because these are really important. I don't know who was on the stream last week. Give me a shout out in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you were there, and also like in the stream if you can. We're at 88 people. I got my that benchmark. We're getting there, almost to 100. But the reason I ask is because last week we had a little bit of a contest. Who remembers a contest or as a challenge? What do you want? It was a challenge.
It's a challenge, yep.
We had a little bit of a challenge where we asked
a money challenge.
A money challenge. That's right. And we had a challenge asking fellow marketers on the stream and in our community of whoever would actually. What was it? You revealed the challenge, so you're going to be better.
Yeah. So the first person that got a client doing traffic, brand new from scratch, got $300. So, but they had to sell it at $300 or more. That was the whole thing. The second person, same thing, but $200. The third person, $300. So we love action takers. So if you're taking action and you're one of the first, you're always going to make out. So as a matter of fact, Nick and Tom give away so much. I bet you could almost make a part-time living just off of the stuff they give away on these
You could
stream. So
it's a little side hustle hanging out with us.
Exactly, right?
Well, okay, so that being said, we have some winners. Yeah, so thanks to everybody here, or you that took action. And I know we have a lot of winners that don't even talk about winning, which is crazy because I'm actually that kind of person that like hangs out in a community but doesn't really talk too much. So I know they exist, right? But let me open up these shout outs real quick. And by the way, everybody, this week alone, I know you can't see this because it's Facebook. My eyes are kind of bad too. $47,000 collected in revenue this week. Just this week. Since the last time we spoke on Friday. $47,000. So, for those of you that want to be singing and dancing a little more, you just need to get in on a little bit of the action so that you can be doing that, right? And for that brings our grand total since the year started in this Facebook group to $546,072. Crazy stuff. So with that being said, let's jump into some of our shout outs. We have some bigger slides now. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, I like that. well done.
So this goes to Chandra, who is active member in our community, completed a new website redesign project, includes website hosting, a landing page, and a review system. Total win of $1,240. What do you think Chandra's next step should be, David?
Man, traffic is just going to make him even more money. Absolutely.
And this is why we love traffic so much, everyone, and Chandra. After you build a website, what does that website need more than anything else? Traffic. It's easy to
That's
sell.
right.
That's just, hey, new website owner. I'm glad you love your website. I think the next step would be, hey, how about we get some more visitors there? What do you think? Pretty easy conversation to have. Everybody here agree? Let me know if you agree to that. Congratulations, Chandra. And I know he works, he's been busy, active, asking questions, which is a big, something that we can really attribute his success to. So congrats. I know you've been working hard. We also have Jocelyn Wing, 1,600 for a 2-page website or a landing page for construction startup. Other wins include a 3,900 paid social media campaign for 3 months. I like that. 3,900 upfront for 3 months. Pretty nice. 650 paid I don't know what GMG is. That's a new one. What's a GMG?
Maybe that was AGM. You just messed it up.
Oh, maybe. You could be right. Otherwise, Jocelyn, if you have a new service that you're selling, you better not be holding out on us. You better be sharing. Also, a couple more website projects, $1,597 each, secured one time. Amazing job. And Mr. Bill Stanley sold 2 more project management contracts, $3,000 and $1,800. I think he sold both of those yesterday. Bill, if you're here, did you sell both of those in one day? I think I saw that come through in our Remote Millionaire Slack. So congratulations to you both as well. I think all of your wins there could also use a little more traffic. You're going to see a recurring theme in these shout outs. We also have Mr. JT close a project for a custom POS system and a new website for a car wash company to the tune of $6,280.
Wow.
That is a big deal. Cody Weaver closed a restaurant for a website and Google Business Profile Management for $375 a month. And a motorcycle shop new website, $900, plus a pest control site for $1,300. Look at all these website deals coming in.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're not like the sexy thing to sell for most people because it's a website. But a website is such a good foot in the door for all these other things that we sell. If you're trying to get some of that residual income coming in, getting paid monthly to the same customer, you already spent all this time working so hard for this customer, delivering this awesome, great website. Why not help them take their website to the next level? Align your incentives, right? You want to get them more traffic. They want to get more traffic. They want to get more customers. You should get paid in the process, and they'll be happy for you to do that.
Yeah, let's before we get to the final ones here, let me just talk about that for just a minute because
Sure.
I want everybody to think of a website as a bucket, right? And what we want to do is you've got a whole bunch of people flowing down the stream, right? And you want to dip your bucket and grab those people. But then you got those people in the bucket. Now what do? You want to get them to your calendar, right? You want to get an appointment. You want to get them on your list. So you got to take that bucket from the stream that's filled with water and you got to run over to your list. So imagine your list is maybe 100 feet away, right? So the visual I want everybody to get is you got this flowing stream of potential prospects all the time. Your website is that bucket. You dip that bucket in that stream. You got all these prospects coming to your website. Now the goal is to get them into your business, determine a customer. So you got to run that bucket, and then you got to pour that water into your calendar, which they show up, right? So does that make sense? Put one in the chat box if you get that. So here's what's happening. We are getting buckets full of holes. So if we look at the bucket as 100%, on average, statistically, 97% of people that go to a website do never, ever, ever contact them. Never get on their calendar, never put an appointment. So think of the moronic, like this is something of like a I want to date myself by saying Tom and Jerry, but
I love that show.
This is like a cartoon, right? Like
Yeah.
I take my bucket with 97 holes in it. I go and I fill it with water and I run and I go pour it out and like a drop comes out. A drop comes out because all the water left the bucket because of all the holes in it, right? That's the visual that every website has. 97% of people that go to a website never, ever, ever contact the business. So 3% is the effectiveness. Now you can have a great story, you can change the graphics, you can split test, and maybe move that to 6, 7, maybe even 10% would be amazing. But still 90% is not contacting you. So what are we doing with that 90%? So the amazing thing to me is that here's what people do. Hey, let's sell them PPC. Sounds good. $1,000, $2,000 a month. So I know people are already coming to your site, but we want to bring more people to your site where 90% of them are not going to contact you. So how do you solve that problem? Well, we're going to talk about that in just a moment here. But everybody's selling websites right now. I want you to realize that website is a bucket with 97 holes in it. And if you're trying to carry water, you're trying to carry all that opportunity and pour it into your calendar and turn it into appointments, then you're only going to get about 3% maximum that happens to. But with special kind of traffic called retargeting traffic, we can capture 100% of those website visitors and then market them just not 30, but 60, even 90 days later.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm excited to talk more about that because I like the analogy of like, you can't set lobster traps here in Hawaii. That's like illegal. But you know, when your website has people going to it and then they disappear, I'm like, man, we need to set some traps up on that website, right? We want to check the traps. We want to make sure we got some lobsters in that thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, right? So I like the lobster trap analogy. I don't know. I'm weird. Well, a couple more shout outs. So Ray Fitzgerald sold a hyper local with 10x retargeting package. So that makes him eligible as being one of our winners, right? And was it the first winner got a higher tier price?
And then first winner got 300, second got 200, but they were selling traffic though. Yeah, so they have to sell traffic. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
So the retargeting package, $697, boom. That's Ray all day.
Ray, congrats.
Ray all day.
Congrats for taking action too, so quickly.
Yeah, amazing.
Ray, if you're here, let us know. Let us know in the comments if you're here. We might even be able to bring you up to this live stream if you're here. Let's see. Oh, we're going to find out who in chronological order did actually get their client first. Shashan, who's helping us with this stream, if you could please help me do that. Which, by the way, can we all please give Shashan a huge shout out for these slides? She really helped us make these slides a lot better today.
Fantastic.
They look amazing. Thank you, Shashan. I appreciate that. She's so helpful. And also, Scott Meisner will be doing postcards quarterly this year in just 2 areas. So he's using the 9x12 method that we use, that we kind of got started with. And he started to reach out last week to his contacts and collected $7,000 in revenue. I mean, he has a huge pool of customers because he's doing that 9x12 method regularly. And he is crushing it. So, Scott, congratulations. He's trying to add a few areas later this year to generate interest for next year. I had a coaching call yesterday with Scott. We talked about adding some of these residual services to his prospect pool that he has developed over the years. And I expect some big things out of this guy real soon here. So congrats, Scott. And obviously he's already doing some amazing things. So congrats, Scott. Keep up the good work. We got 2 more of our retargeting entries right here. And you may recognize some of these people. So let's see. We got Norm Thomas, who sold a social media marketing package at $648 Canadian per month. So that's $510 per month. Also sold a retargeting campaign, $648. Does it count if it's Canadian, David? Because that's about $510 a month in US.
Of course, man. We'll take it in pesos. I'll take it in ETH. I'll take it in Bitcoin. Whatever.
Yeah, send us we'll send you some ETH. Look, I mean, we got to give him credit too, though. Look at all these wins. He didn't just sell the retargeting campaign. He also got a 3-page website for a therapist, $1,850. Picked up 3 SEO clients, $1,240 a month, and an SEO and retargeting package, $1,490.
That's a crush it week. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and for those who've been seeing what Norm has been doing, you know, we've been working with Norm one-on-one in our Remote Millionaires program. It's kind of our, direct coaching program, and he works day and night tirelessly, right? Like he is ambitious, and if you want numbers like that,
let's pause there for a moment, though. I mean, I think
that's what it takes.
I think that's the difference between being in a training like this, right, and going through a course and getting and then getting some one-on-one coaching that really dials things in. I mean, look at him. Everybody's having huge success, but look at the week that Norm had. But what is the difference between Norm and kind of everyone else this week? What is that? Yeah, Nick is saying he's working hard, but Nick's also saying that, hey, he got some great one-on-one coaching where he's the strategy, the process, the services are all personally designed for him, that he can go out and feel incredibly excited every single day. When he wakes up, he doesn't think, oh man, I gotta go sell something. He's excited, like, wow, I have all this opportunity because, you know, it's specifically tailored to my strengths. It's what I love to do. It's maybe working the niche that really I get excited about. There's so many things to be able to remove the obstacles that really keep us down, where each one of us could have just as much success in this week as Norm did. But look, that success is incredible. It's like he did, you know, that's like what most people do in 2 months, right? He did it in like 1 week. Amazing.
Yeah. And it's crazy that we've turned this into almost like a game in our private Slack workspace. Like, not only is he doing wins, everybody, not only is he bringing in clients and building his recurring and residual income, he's doing burpees every time he lands a client. So he's like, I got 50 more burpees. I mean, he's doing exercise, he's doing push-ups. Like he's working on his business, but he's also working on himself at the same time, which I completely admire. So excellent job, Norm. Keep up the good work. And thank you for, you know, applying what we're doing and what we're going to be talking about more today, and we have for the last few weeks, to get some of these new clients for yourself. And so let's jump over to Dorn, who also sold a retargeting package to an existing client for $1,000 a month, including ad spend. So one thing I want to point out about what Dorn did there is he knew that this service is, you know, a no-brainer, right? Especially for an existing client. And so he just went to one of his existing clients that he has that already trusts him and started having a discussion about what retargeting can do. And so for those of you that are sitting on this live stream right now that have existing customers that you haven't spoken to yet about this service, I mean, you're sitting on a gold mine, right? You're probably sitting on some new upsells. So congratulations, everybody. If you go to offlinesharks.com/shoutout, you can go to this post, leave them a shout out. We will pick a couple winners at random at the end of the stream and give them some Cash App money as well. So we're just, you know, making it rain a little bit over here. But with that, yeah, congratulations, everybody. Excellent job. You know, David, Tom, John, myself, we appreciate you all, you know, engaging with us, taking action on the challenge, and also just on your businesses, even when we don't have a challenge. I mean, look at all the wins that we've had. Again, $546,000 collected since the start of 2022 of the wins that we know about. There are a lot out there that we don't even know about. So congratulations to you, everybody that has had that success. Our team will be reaching out to send you some prize money as well. So with that, David, I think it's a great time to transition and talk about our training that we did yesterday and the day before, because we had two. But who here was on that training? Let us know in the comments. Who here was on that training? Just want to get a good pulse on who was there, who saw what we were talking about. And yeah, go ahead.
Do you have a replay link? Did you want to give that replay link, or you'll do it later?
Yeah, I can get a replay out, but I would encourage anybody to go to this replay link right now. Don't watch it. Don't watch it right now. Open it up in a tab, put it on pause, and listen to us for a little bit. You can have this link.
I'd love to go over a few highlights in that, because I think one of the most important things is, no matter what you're selling, it doesn't matter. It matters that you feel really confident that you can get your foot in the door. So in that training, I show you a foot in the door strategy that crushes it for us. And the psychology is kind of flipped. And I really enjoy this thought process of like, okay, what if I just did it the complete opposite way? What would that look like? So for the rest of our lives, if you think, okay, do it this way, what if I did the opposite way? What would that look like? You'll find that sometimes turning it upside down is the perfect way to do it. And what I mean by that is, most people think they are out there selling traffic, right? They're doing PPC, they're doing AdWords, maybe they're doing display ads, maybe they're doing SEO. You know, those are all kinds of traffic strategies. So they say, hey, I can get you more traffic. And so that's selling. And honestly, that puts a big pit in my stomach. That makes me uncomfortable. It feels like because you always got to start with I want to do this for you, as opposed to I want to give you something. So I think it's a real, like, okay, I could sell or I could give, which one? So I want everybody to imagine for a moment that every morning you woke up and you got out of bed, brush your teeth, groggy, you go to get the coffee, and there are now 5 stacks of $500 sitting in front of you on the kitchen table. So just imagine that for a moment. Before you grab your coffee, you know, your spouse has laid out 5 stacks of $500 bills. And all your job is to do all day long is to pick up the phone and say, I need to give this stack of $500 bills away to a business, to another business, to another business, to another business, to another business.
That'd be kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, wouldn't it be? I
Yeah.
mean, you get to be like the flower guy, the flower girl. I mean, talk about an amazing job, because every time you deliver flowers, you don't get like, what do you want? Right? You know, like they see the flowers, all of a sudden they light up. It's so exciting. So you get to be that person every single day that goes, I get to go help a business. I get to go serve a business. And so instead of sell, let's give. And so put one in the chat box if that would be a better morning with your cup of coffee. If you had, and forget the 500, let's do 1,000. Look, we're digital marketers. We can give as much value, as much service as we want away, because we got all these cool tools. If we really want to give a website away, we could, right? We could duplicate that website, copy it, spend a few hours if we really wanted to. So think of that as 1,000. Whatever your imagination wants to do, whatever makes you really excited, you can do. So the whole thing is, success starts in our mind, right? It's always there. So if we're going to be successful, we have to flip the script in our mind to say, hey, I'm not selling, I'm giving. So if I'm going to give something, what do I want to give? And there's so much to give out there, right? You could give a free report. You could give, an audit is always a good one, because people get to see themselves, in what's going on. So an audit's really good. You could give a free video away. But you know what keeps people up at night? What really worries and concerns the business owner is their website. And because that website is literally like almost a digital image or their persona online to everybody. Mm-hmm. So the way it looks, the way it feels, and we all know, if you've ever done websites, you know what people love them. They're like their babies. You can't say anything wrong about them, right? But if you don't love them, they're like, oh, this is awful. Like, I need to update it. I need to change it. There's really no in between, right? So the idea that that when there's a website, we know that their pain is, I would like it to work better. I would like to get more opportunities out of it. So what a great thing to give away. What if you could give away something that cost them zero money and something that took you literally, and I don't exaggerate, 90 seconds to create, that in the next 14 to 30 days could start driving more patients, more customers to their doorstep. So inside this traffic, the training we do, you see at the bottom there, it's kind of scrolling. So if you go to that link, you're going to see exactly what we do. And on top of that, I want to give you the exact script, exactly what I say, so that when I talk to a business owner, when I text them through Facebook Messenger, when I send them an email, when I'm at the coffee shop and I'm talking to a business person, exactly what I say. Now, the secret to all this is it's about you. And there's nobody that's going to put more blocks and more stumbling blocks in front of you than you. And honestly, one of the biggest things we put in front of ourselves is this hesitation about, I got to sell. I've got to be bigger than I am, or I've got to have so much experience and they're never going to, believe me. And so the second thought about doing this is, don't lean in to the insecurity, right? Or I'm sorry, don't believe the insecurity, but sell your insecurity. And so this is what I mean by that. If you're new to traffic, tell them, I'm new to traffic. Don't hide that. If you're going to sell something more expensive than you ever sold before, tell them, look, I've never sold it this expensive before. And I'll give you a personal experience, and I don't know if you can relate to this, Nick, but in our program, we did a very special program that we sold our services for $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And I'd never sold $1,000 a month. And here's exactly what I said to every single customer. I said, look, I want to let you know, I've never, ever sold our services at $1,000 a month before. This is the highest we've ever asked. And you're going to be one of the first that takes advantage of this. But here's why I'm selling it so high, is because I'm going to be personally involved with you. And my goal is to make you incredibly successful. And I know that even though I'm charging you more than I've charged others, that I'm just not going to give you a little bit more value. I'm going to 10x that value. And here's what I'm going to be giving you that I'm not giving to everybody else. This is what you're going to get. This is how easy it's going to be. This is how much more faster you're going to get success than everybody else. And that's why I'm charging this amount. And we had the biggest take we've ever taken. And I was always scared to even say that. I was like, But you know what? I realized that if it's my first time, let them know you're my first customer. But I'm going to give you some more value that I normally am not going to give everybody else. So here's what we do with that. We can talk to a business and say, hey, I want to let you know I'm just opening a traffic division. And my goal is to get your website not just to convert better, but also to get more traffic to your site. And at no cost to you, I would like to give you something that I think in literally just minutes could get your website converting better. Now, I've only done this with a few people, and I've never done it with a dentist before. So I want to work with you to help you get more customers or more patients. And if all I'm asking in return is your feedback, how did it do? How did it work? Because when I go to market with this, it's going to be $1,000. But for you, it's absolutely free. And all I'm looking for is to know how it worked for you. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
How do you say no to that, right? So that's the type of scripting I'm talking about that's in this training when you go to offlinesharks.com/traffic replay. It's that type of psychology, those types of word for word things that we're sharing.
Yeah, that's super valuable. Did anybody get any value out of that? Is anybody going to download this video later and go back to that script that David just gave you and transcribe it and write it down and probably memorize it and say it 10 times before you say it to your next prospect? Because I would if I were you. Because something that is so important about what he just shared with you is that authenticity really sells. It really does. When you're being authentic, it really comes through. And when you're trying to hide stuff, that also kind of comes through, right? That's when you're really going to start to sweat and get nervous and stumble over your words and try to sound like an expert, but you're not an expert.
Yeah.
But if you're like, look, I'm not an expert at this, or don't say that, but if you're like, don't say I'm not an expert, but say this is the first time I'm selling at this price, just like David said, right? And I'm going to work like a madman to make sure that I make this happen for you. Put yourself in any business owner situation, or even you. Let's think about, maybe it's your yard and your landscaper has a high price point for doing your landscaping, and you're kind of questioning it, and he says that to you. He says something like that to you. I'm going to make your yard immaculate. I've never built this kind of style before, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to work night and day to make this thing happen for you. You're going to be like, okay, it's a little pricey, but man, this guy's ambitious. Like I'm signing me up for that, right?
Yeah.
And that sells, And so if you can imagine that for yourself in any other situation, if somebody would come up to you and say that and deliver that type of spiel, I guess we could say, think about the impact that could have. And that's why for me, I remember when I figured this out for the first time for myself, David. It was actually because I was selling websites in the beginning. It was the first thing I ever sold was a website.
Me too. Yeah.
You do? Okay. And I remember being like, hearing about recurring revenue, residual revenue, and being like, man, I got to get some of that. Where do I get that? And I didn't know, and I remember I was so afraid to ask for it the first time. And it was because I didn't believe in myself. I think I didn't have that confidence, and, I remember trying to sound like an expert selling something. And I swear, I thought the guy was going to, when I was like $500 a month, I thought he was going to punch me. He was going to punch me. What? Actually, let me back that up. The first time I told somebody a recurring offer, the guy was like, he didn't buy it at all. He was like, what? I don't even pay my massage. That's like this much an hour. I don't even pay my massage therapist that much. And I was like, sure. So it really comes down to how you position yourself, and if you can hear some of the scripts and the value that somebody like David or myself or John or Tom, we've been in your shoes many, many times, whether, this is your first time or you're opening up a new division with a new service and a new software tool that's giving you an edge. This is the kind of stuff that really does give you that edge to get those next paying customers.
When you talk about authority as well, if everybody goes to offlinesharks.com/traffic replay, you're also going to see something I reveal for the first time ever, which is our case studies. And so I think it's one thing to say, hey, let's do traffic, but now what do I do? And if any of you have ever done traffic, you go to Facebook, and you ever tried that where the visual is more of a cockpit of an airplane where you get in there, there's all these buttons and drop downs, you know what's going on type of thing. It's only after you spend like $10,000, you begin to go like, oh yeah, I know what that is, right? It's a big lesson to learn. Well, what we do is we own all the tech. We built the tech from scratch with the software that we're going to show you inside this training. And so what we did is we went inside our own technology and we looked for the best success stories. And so what we did is then we put them into a PowerPoint presentation. And so now it's just not a case study with like, hey, you know, like a spreadsheet, this is what we did. These are beautiful, professionally designed case studies that go through the case study step by step. It shows you, you know, the ads we created, the buttons we pushed, the amounts we had, the time it was, the prices we did. It just, literally, it's like paint by numbers type of thought process. But more than that, we actually put a presentation to each one of them. So we go through a beginning to end presentation. So the case study is kind of in the middle. So my philosophy is, Nick, is if you can read, you should be able to make money when it comes to traffic. If you have a step-by-step case study for you just to kind of go through and read through. So we didn't create one of those. We created, 15 of those. But I definitely show in the traffic replay link that you've got at the bottom of the screen exactly what those look like. So I think it's important that you model good behavior. And so you need to model what Nick says, model what I say. Because we haven't said it, once or 10 or 100. We've said it thousands of times and gone down thousands of linguistic roads to go, oh, this works, let's stay, oh, that didn't, and move and adjust as we go. And so when we're writing a script or we're saying this is what to say, or we're building a slide saying step 1, step 2, step 3, we know exactly what we're doing. And Nick, is it true if you and I only had this type of stuff when we started? Oh my gosh. It would have been a completely different story of the struggle that I went through.
These are game changers. I just want to acknowledge the fact that we just hit 100 live on the stream real quick.
Woo!
100. Nice. Appreciate you all being here. But yeah, not only have we said this ourselves, but we've also taught a lot of other people to do this, right? Like in my office, I've had interns come in that David, I've actually called David to help me teach my interns how to leverage case studies and scripts just like this. So it's not just, working for us. It's working for a lot of other people that, follow exactly what we're doing there as well. And the thing about the case studies and assets like that is it's a great way to bring in experience and authority and credibility into the equation for somebody that doesn't really have a lot of it, right? You have this amazing asset that says all this great stuff about why it's important for the person. And it's not like, just the fact that you have that helps strengthen the argument of what you can offer, So case studies, when you can show somebody a case study, like this is what we're working toward for you as a goal, people connect those dots, and that's what really helps them to get pushed over to a sale. There's a question here, David, and there's a lot of questions. We should probably take some of them. Lisa says, I started the retargeting course. Just like you said, thought of a reason why it might not work first thing. Help me get this out of my mind. I use Brave browser, so I do not see display ads, and I think it is something like 40% of people use them. How do I get that thought out of my mind? The retargeting won't work. I don't think 40% of people use Brave browser though. I would.
No.
Where'd you get that number, Lisa?
That's not true. It might be 40% of 40% of 40% might use a display browser, like a screener, but it's so rare. Matter of fact, she's like the second person in like 10,000 I've even heard bring that up, and we have thousands of customers in that. But let me explain. This is an interesting thought process, right? So when I first started buying real estate, I made the big mistake. I had a mindset that I would not buy a house because when I went there, I thought, I don't like this neighborhood. I wouldn't live here. And so my first 6 months in looking at houses, I didn't buy trigger anything. I wouldn't live here. This is no way.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I wasn't thinking, I'm not the target market. I'm not the person going to be buying this house, right?
Yes.
I'm selling to someone completely different. So this happens a lot with business owners, right? They're like, hey, you know what? When I go to Amazon and I look at some boots, I don't like the boots following me around. And now everywhere I go, I see those boots, right? That's kind of annoying to me. Great. I'm happy. that you're annoyed because you didn't really want boots or you already bought the boots. So why are you showing me boots when I already bought them? But for those that actually got the page, saw their kid was screaming, the phone rang, and they go, oh, where's that website again? But they never go back to it, and that's a lost sale. But if you show your ad to that person again, they go, oh, that's where it is, right? Or they click on it and they come back to the site, then they buy. So I know that wasn't you, but you're not selling to you. If you were selling to you, you'd be selling to people that want to be a dentist, because that's who you are. You're a dentist, or you're a doctor, or you're an attorney. You're not selling to those people. You're not trying to market to those people. You're marketing to someone that was just in an accident and needs an attorney. You're marketing to someone that's got back pain. You don't have back pain, but they do. So don't put yourself in that situation, because just because you do it, you assume everybody else is doing it. That's not who you're selling to. So when it comes to traffic, a powerful strategy is what we mentioned before, retargeting. This retargeting strategy says you put a little pixel on the website, and when they come to the website, that pixel goes in the browser, and then when they go to the Weather Channel, believe it or not, there are no ads on the Weather Channel. Zero. There's just little pieces of code. And in milliseconds, what they do is they search through your browser history and they see that pixel and go, oh, this person was looking at snowmobiles. This person was looking at dirt bikes. This person was looking at lobster traps. And they show those ads to that person based on the order. So if you did it 6 months ago, they'll show you those ads later. They'll show you the other ads first. And so that's how it works. It's a branding strategy. You're staying in front of your target market until they're ready to buy. And typically, not always, but typically, the buyer's journey is typically 90 days for most local businesses. Most businesses, people don't go, oh, I'm going to go 6 months out, right? So within a 90-day period, so they come to our website, we can follow up with them up to 90 days until they are ready to buy. And that's why retargeting is so powerful.
Man. Yeah, you know what's so funny is, like, I use ad block, right? I'm a marketer. Like, I use ad block. I would never think that just because I use ad block that, that ads won't be successful. I understand why people may think that. There's a lot of people out there that use ad block, but think about all the other people that are out there using ads that are crushing it, that are blowing up their businesses and driving results for their customers.
Well,
this is exactly one of those things. And she said, Lisa, to your point, where, we have these thoughts that stop us from taking action that may or may not even be real. We should probably do a live stream just about that topic, because it really is such a good one. There's so many of them.
You know what I'm going to do, Nick? I want to stop email marketing, because I don't check my email but like once a month.
That's a good one too.
So I'm not going to email market anymore.
Right.
It just doesn't work, because if I only check my email once a month, then there's all these emails in there, and I'm not going to, then it's not going to work for me. I mean, if you extrapolate that out, right, it's a good case study to say just because you do it doesn't mean that. My ask for you is that you don't trust your mind that hasn't been in the industry, had millions of dollars in revenue on it. You would trust those that already have gone before you, that are willing to be with you every week, hang out with you every week, share their experiences, where you can see real people doing real things in real time, having real success, and trust that, not your own feelings or your own thoughts. So, and I know, by the way, I got to commend you on that question. That took a lot of courage to say, hey, this is what's in my mind. This is what I'm struggling with. How do I overcome it? So Nick and I love and we thrive on those questions, because we just realized we just removed a hurdle for you.
I was going to say, can we get some more of those? Yeah. Can we get some more of those kind of questions, everybody? Those are like the best questions. Yeah. So, and another thing, that's where the case studies, the actual physical case studies that we give you, are so powerful, right? Because not only are we just talking about theory, or, maybe you're sitting with somebody who says the same thing that you're talking about. Obviously, now you have a little more information that you can use for yourself in how to overcome that objection, right? But if you have a case study, you can also say, look at this case study. Look at the results look at this industry. What's the market cap for this industry, David? For just, I think it's ads.
64 billion.
64 billion. I mean, let's just drop the mic right there. Yeah. Let's leave it right there.
Ding.
Cool. So let's see.
Let's get some more questions here. Bring those up, and then I know we got just a few minutes left in the live stream, but I'd like to kind of do a sneak reveal of something that's in that training that'll blow a lot of people's minds. So if we have some time at the end, let's do that. But if you want to get some more questions, or we can do that.
Okay. Does anybody have any additional questions? I know there's some I'm scrolling up right now, but if you have any of those juicy ones that you may not, maybe you have a question that you want to ask, you might be a little shy to ask because you think you're gonna, be ashamed. But there's honestly, all these questions are great questions. There's no bad questions. One of the reasons why our Facebook group is so powerful is because people just come with, courage, and they ask these questions, and you see all these people just chime in and giving them support and help and feedback. And that's what really, grows and breeds success in this community. So let's see. Chandra says, can we stop retargeting campaign to those who bought my products? Is there anything in the back end of your retargeting app?
So typically they have that pixel, so they have to clear their browser to stop getting those ads, right? So, but we have a technique called 10x retargeting that if you go to the offlinesharks.com/traffic replay, see the reason people get really annoyed is they've seen the same ad over and over and over and over and over again. And so we do something called 10x, which we know over a 90-day period, right? We change up the messaging. So even though they bought one product, that's okay. Because the next week, we're not showing them those same boots. We're showing them a 5-star reputation ad, showing off our 5-star reviews, which keeps us top of mind because maybe they bought those boots or maybe they bought that lobster trap and now they're talking about it to a friend. They're like, oh yeah, I bought it from this company, right? And now you're reinforcing their purchase. But we might also change it up to show them something else that they can buy as well from us. So we're changing the message not once, not twice, but literally 10 times over a 90-day period. And I can guarantee you this, there is nobody in the industry that is doing the 10x retargeting strategy. We developed it, we invented it. Every time we talk to any company, PPC company, $10 million traffic company, when we explain what we do, they're like, how do you do that? It's because we built the software to do it, right? They can't do it. It would take them, I'm gonna say close to 7 to 8 hours to build a 10x retargeting campaign with images and everything. We can do it about 18 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, right around there. A full campaign with all the ads all done. So even the big guys can't compete with us, and they're charging 10x or 10 times what we're charging. So I wouldn't say stop. I would never want to, honestly, would never want to stop being in front of them once they buy. I would just want to reinforce what a great company we are continuously.
Yeah. Some of this software that we have now and the stuff that you've built, David, it makes me want to really beef up my non-compete clause in my company when people come in. I'm like, just coming into what we do and coming into our world and seeing all the different competitive edges that we have that people don't normally have access to. I'm like, man, I don't want anybody to because I have some people leaving to pursue passion projects and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, they got all the insider secrets. I don't want them to, obviously that's not going to happen. They're great people, but it is something that crosses my mind, right? Because what we do here and what you're talking about and having software tools that create 10x leverage and even more, that give you the ability to create all these ads at scale and switch out the offers and do all these things. I mean, nobody has access to that stuff. We are in such a small underground community of people that are able to access this stuff. And, for those of you that were on yesterday's stream, a lot of you are already members of Traffic Fuel. Let us know who is a member of Traffic Fuel. Put a shout out in the comments there if you are a member, because I know a lot of you have already started to see some of this stuff. I mean, it's just, it's so powerful. And I'm so grateful that we have access to stuff like this and that you guys have built and support and continue to innovate everything that you're doing. Look at that. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, really good stuff. Oh, wow. Lots of people. Awesome. Congratulations, Jacqueline and Facebook user and JT and Dorn. Nice. Mark Becker. Nice. Got in yesterday. Congratulations on that. What a great choice you guys made. You're absolutely going to love the boot camps. You're going to love the trainings. You're going to love the angles. It's going to put you, my thought process is like feeling like bulletproof, right? You just feel like anything they put against you, it will just ricochet off you because you have an answer for it. But more importantly, you have a new strategy that they haven't even heard of that just makes you feel like you've got rock star status with them.
Agreed. Facebook user says, is there a way to run trial YouTube video campaign out of one account to many different businesses? We'd like to set up one video for free to a potential client without first having to go through the process of getting all their login info.
So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are not part of our Traffic Fuel ecosystem. And the reason is they are proprietary in-app systems that need direct API access to them. And so we've chosen, because of a lot of issues with Facebook shutting accounts down, and just it's nuts, and Instagram as well as YouTube, not to go with them. But realize that's a very, 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 very small part of the whole opportunity. So what you can do is you can take a video in our Traffic Fuel system and you can put it on CNN and Fox News and ESPN and anywhere they have videos. So we have a whole marketplace that's full of videos that nobody on YouTube has got nothing to do with YouTube. And our click-through rates are insane compared to what we see on YouTube. So these aren't just like interstitials. These are actually videos on the page or videos on the bottom corner or whatnot. So you can easily run it without setting up any YouTube whatsoever. So YouTube is a completely different training, completely different beast, and a completely different expertise.
This is a really good question. Does Traffic Fuel Pixel integrate with Google Tag Manager?
Yes, it does. Well, actually, the Traffic Fuel Pixel is our pixel. We own that pixel. We developed that pixel. So you can put anything inside that pixel that you want. So, for example, you can take our pixel and you can add analytics to it. You could even add a Facebook pixel to it if you wanted. There's a lot of stuff. Now, obviously, put too much in it, it might get a little clunky. But yes, the answer is it's very, very, very versatile. And our pixel is so powerful that we can actually even put it in the HTML of an email. So think of this for a moment. What if you were just to get an email to the decision maker? And then
it's the only email I want.
You don't even care if they respond to you. You just want them to open it. Because the moment they open it, boom, they open it into a browser or like their Gmail or their Outlook online or whatever that might be. Boom, they're pixeled. Now wherever they go online, they're just going to see Nick, more Nick, and more Nick doing lifestyle stuff, and more Nick, and more Nick, and more Nick. So, and we've all seen a lot of Nick, right? He's using retargeting to retarget everybody. I see him all the time.
You're gonna be seeing more of me too. That's one thing I want to mention about that too is that the fact that you guys are building all this pixel data, it allows everybody else who joins this ecosystem to have access to all of this other pixel data. So we were talking about this the other day when we were on the phone about, like at my agency, targeting whatever industry I wanted to go after and having that flexibility, and it's all built right into the tool, right?
Yeah, these are your pixels. So for example, here's a strategy we do, and it might be a little advanced, but let me just, if you don't understand, put one in the chat box at the end if you understand it too, if you just went over my head. But so we'll say, look, for $695, we'll do retargeting for you. And we'll drop a pixel and we get the retargeting going, but it only costs us like $100 in ad spend. So we're like $600 in profit. Now you can put that money in your pocket, or you can now start doing some ads, right? And change things up a little bit. You can run some cold traffic with that extra money. You can do whatever you want. They'll never know it, but you have their account, you have their pixel, you have all the data that's really yours to control however you want. So here's what we do. I always encourage everyone to say, look, you just made $600 profit. Take an extra 100 or 200 and start running some cold traffic. Use some ads. And all of a sudden they start getting clicks and clicks and clicks. Now they think that's all retargeting clicks. We don't need to tell them that. They just know they're getting lots of traffic to their site. But now all of a sudden you go, wow, for the last 3 months of running the retargeting campaign, I spent an extra $200 a month on cold traffic. And now after 3 months, I can see these ads work really well. And I'm getting like $1.50 clicks. So Now you can go to them and go, hey, I know you're spending $22 per click for people to go to your website, PPC. Why don't we take $500 of that budget? Because I can get you $10 clicks and cut that in half. So what you're doing is you're charging $10 a click. You know your cost is $1.50. Now, how do you know your cost is $1.50? Because you use their money to run other campaigns for them that made you look like a rock star. But what you were doing is you were learning. Now you might have taken you might take one of our case studies and kind of follow it to kind of get that extra edge, or you might start from scratch, doesn't matter. But now you become Google. You get it $1.50 and you're charging $10. So you're making $8.50 every click that's made, the same as Google. So that's what we try to teach, is that look, Google's in the best position ever, right? Every click, they get 100% of that money. If anybody wants to make money on AdWords or PPC, they have to charge an overage. They have to charge a management fee. Not us. We can charge $5 a click if we want. If we were confident we could get dollar clicks. We could charge $10 if we wanted, if we were confident we were gonna get $2 clicks. It's all in what you wanna do. So this is why this opportunity of traffic is so powerful and such a big opportunity.
Man, you just gave me an idea. Like, because of the how cost effective this is, for somebody that sells a lot of SEO, which I do, I could throw in $50 of that SEO. Like, if I charge $1,000 a month SEO retainer, right? We got 60-70% margin. Margins are high. Let's be realistic. What if we throw 50? What if we throw $100 of that into a campaign like this with Traffic Fuel? And the business owner, like, they think we're doing SEO and all that, but like, think about how you'd blow their mind if you just kind of added that into the mix, and they would question it, be like, whoa, what is this? We're seeing this everywhere, because they're going to start to see it themselves, right? And be like, oh, that's just something that's part of our SEO campaign. We're just driving traffic in addition to all the Google traffic. We're also driving traffic in this way. Like, think about the position that you're put in if you just give up a little bit more of that money up front for the long term. Like, more of a reason for them to never leave, because they have this omnipresence that you have the access, or the ability to access, with this incredible tool. So you can do stuff like that when you have access to this, and it's very easy, right? It's very easy.
Super easy. And I think that's also why important is, Nick always teaches, hey, focus on a niche, because the last thing I want to do is figure out an ad, figure out the ad spend, figure out the offer, and get that dialed in, and then now I got to go to another niche and do that whole thing again. Look, the big aha moment that you're going to understand is that when you learn how to do ads for one business in a niche, it transfers to every other business in that niche, because you're just all in different markets. They're just all in, have maybe some micro different offers, but a roof is a roof in Detroit as it is in Miami, is in Honolulu, right? So a great roofer ad that works well will work there.
That's a great point. So somebody's asking, what's the difference between Secret Traffic Code and Traffic Fuel? Haven't had a chance to watch Secret Traffic Code. Do we need both?
So great question. In offlinesharks.com/traffic replay, you're going to see I give a chart side by side. And to be as transparent as possible, Traffic Fuel literally runs Retargeting Engine. So it runs it. And so here's what we found. We found that when it came to retargeting, people that are really good need advanced, details. They need to figure out what their ad spend, the bid's going to be. They need to run this type of ad because the client says this. They need to, and something you can do with retargeting is, if they land on one page, I'm going to show them one ad when they leave. If they land on another page, we show them another ad when they leave. All that are amazing tools, but people just starting out don't need that. Right. So what we did is we took our newest beginner startups. So we said, look, tell me what's confusing you, tell me what you need. And they said, boom, boom, boom. And it came out to very few things. So we created a whole new interface for Traffic Fuel called Retargeting Engine. And so Retargeting Engine has all the power of Traffic Fuel, but not nearly the features. For instance, you've only got 2 ad designs, right? As opposed to 40 different ad designs, right? You've only got 1 ad size versus 22 ad sizes. You can't do cold traffic. You can't do hyperlocal. There's so many things. You can't change your ad spend, right? So there's so many things that when you really understand traffic that you need those controls, but to get your first 3 or 4 clients, to make your first $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, you don't really need that at all. So when it comes to Retargeting Engine, we gave that for free. That's not something you paid for. It was free in the Secret Traffic Code. What you paid for is a retargeting course. So the retargeting course makes you an expert in retargeting. I don't care what you do. Could be Facebook, could be YouTube, could be Traffic Fuel. It's a retargeting course with lots of ways to market, lots of ways to get your foot in the door, lots of ways to create the offer.
Get clients too, right? It's lots of ways to get your first couple clients. And that's the way I look at it, is like the secret traffic code is really all about getting your first couple clients, right?
Getting your first
and Traffic Fuel is like black belt level.
In traffic and retargeting. That course is not in Traffic Fuel. We don't teach that at all. So you need both, really. If one is a very beginner level, but has a great course that explains everything. The other is advanced software that makes you rock star status, where you can do stuff. And let me just kind of give a hint a little bit. If you could see the look on a client's face when you say, how would you like to steal all your competitors' customers? And they go, okay.
Is that legal?
Yeah, legally, yeah. So here's what we're going to do. And again, if you go to the offlinesharks.com/traffic replay, you'll see I explain all this in great detail, but here's the highlight. I can literally draw a circle around my competitor's business. And everybody knows geo-targeting, where if they go into that circle, then they'll see your ads. Yeah, that's great. But I'm going to track everyone that ever walked into that business for the last 12 months. And that's a list. And in some cases, that's better than an email list. Because if they're at home, if they're at work, no matter where they are, I can now market to them. So just because they enter this very specific location allows me now to market them wherever they go. Not just for a week, not just for a month, not just for 90 days, but however long I want. You've got that list. So again, if you go to Offline Sharks Traffic Replay and watch this, it's mind-blowing. But we have a lot of SEO people that do strictly SEO. I mean, multi-million-dollar businesses do SEO. And they are looking at the struggle of SEO in this marketplace going, well, now we're not even above the fold anymore. It's like we're way down here. We're in first position, but we're still way down here after 4 ads, right? And the ads get bigger as time goes on. So they say, look, we're moving over to this new strategy because we're getting massive success with it, and be able to know where your perfect target market is showing up. And then wherever they are, now you can market directly to them. It's like a sniper rifle hitting your shot every single time.
It really is. So here, check out this sniper rifle. Because as we were talking about this yesterday and the day before, my gears started turning as they do. And in Maui, specifically in Hawaii, we have one airport, right? I have a lot of activity-based clients, kayak tours, whale watches, surf lessons. People that live here, local people, they're not really doing those events. They're not going on those tours, right? They got their own boats. They're doing their own stuff. But anybody that comes through that airport, they are. And think about that, just that one little target that we can remarket to, and how powerful it is for all of our activity-based businesses. It's huge. It's huge. So, and that's just one example. So for those of you that are thinking about this, like, that is one way of thinking about it. And I encourage you to keep thinking about those ways.
Yeah, you're gonna get someone that says, "Hey, thank you. I love the retargeting. Could you put my ad just on Realtor.com?" And you're like, "No, sorry. I only bought the secret traffic code. I can only retarget for you." You're like, "Oh man, I wish I had this other training or this other software that would teach me how to do that." So if you want to do, you just want to put your ads on one site and only one site, you can do that.
But hold on a second, everybody. Let's talk about the elephant in the room real quick. Secret traffic code, for those of you who bought it, was like $27. You got an insane value for that course and software. And guess what? For those of you that have it, you have everything you need to go get your first or even your next 5 clients, right? And so if you look at that, but then you look at the other insane offer, which is the one that we made, you can go to the link and check it out, which I'm going to leave you with in a second here. Also, very inexpensive, so you can have both of these things for a smoking deal, and you can have the entire complete package of it all. Both of them stand alone by themselves, and one is way more aggressive and more robust, and what I would call the black belt level of the entire system. So let's see. I know you got to get out of here real quick. I just want to make sure that, because I know there's a lot of questions. And by the way, if we didn't get to your questions, what I'm going to do, everyone here, is I'm gonna internally and ask David if you could help get your team on board to helping answer some of these questions, because there are a lot of them that are coming in the comments too. Let's see. There was one that I saw that I'm drawing a blank here though. Damn it. I'm not seeing it. All right. I know you got a busy day, so I'm gonna let you get out of here. Two things.
We've got a tropical storm coming.
Yes, I know. You got to batten down the hatches.
Of rain and
David's got to close up his log cabin. He's got to really, take down the windows. He's got to make it all, all locked tight. So here's the thing. We got 2 winners of our Cash App giveaways, which we do on every live stream. If this is your first live stream, we do Cash App giveaways every time for people that congratulate all of our shout outs. So show up to our live streams. They're a lot of fun. We talk a lot of good strategy and information. Plus, we also give away money. So those 2 winners are Will Lee and Jacqueline Heath. Congratulations. We're going to be sending you some Cash App money. And then, again, I know you have a lot of questions in there. I apologize, guys. We're running out of time here. But we will answer those questions in the chat moving forward, and we'll tag you in the response so you do have them. So with that, finally, the last thing is the link that you see in your screen. offlinesharks.com/traffic replay, right? It's going to take you to this page. And on this page, you're going to see a recorded training that David, John, Tom, and myself did less than 48 hours ago. And on that training, we're going to share with you, and I truly mean it, 3 unique strategies to easily sell $695 per month traffic services. You can see, this, let me refresh this to get the starting slide here, but scripts. You see this script right here? Scripts, information, case studies, all the information that we've talked about today, that's just a tip of the iceberg. You're going to want to go to this page. We're going to be sharing this special offer for a few days. You want to check out, you've already seen hundreds of people have joined this, literally hundreds of people. And so you don't want to miss it. You don't want to sleep on it. You want to check it out now while we have it at this smoking hot deal that I am calling it. Look at that slide. This is the time-lapse retargeting. So for those of you that are interested in more about like what we were talking about with the airport and, doing this secret sniper targeting and stuff, just go watch this. Go watch it right now. So Dave, you have any final thoughts or feedback?
No, I just want to let you guys, you're in the right place at the right time. Being involved in the Sharks, the Remote Millionaires, man, they're an amazing group and bringing great information just like today. So I had a blast, and thanks everyone for the great questions.
Awesome stuff. All right, everybody. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun, as it always is. You guys make this, live show. I mean, it is what it is because of all of you. So we appreciate you all being here. And until next time, see you.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly marketing jam session. Always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.